everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be discussing how to help a loved one through an endo flare, or just how to support them in general. So this is actually the second time filming this video. I filmed it last week, started editing it last night or the day before, and it's on 46 minutes and I haven't even finished yet. So I'm going to try to talk faster, not blabber on. I think I was really out of it that day. So the brain fog was real and I was just blabbering on. But a lot of the posts might double what they're saying, so I'm going to show the post by here, but I won't repeat the same thing because a lot of them have got the same things. Because it's not a lot we need, but there's some things that's really helpful for what we're going through, really. So the first post I'm going to show is by Endometriosis on Instagram, so everyone go and follow her over there. And the first thing she says is to get them drinking their medication. So sometimes it can be really hard for us just to get out of bed to even get these things for ourselves. So it'd be really helpful and to make sure we stay on top of our medication, and if someone can get them for us. Another really helpful thing is the brain fog can be real. So the day before, I didn't even know if I took my tablets. I ended up taking some again. I did take them because I was out of it. So yeah, I definitely need to either write it down, or if someone's home with you all day, try and make sure they stay on top of it, because it can be a bit dangerous. I was fine, obviously I'm fine. But yeah, it was just a bit of a silly mistake, really. Another really helpful thing that means a lot to me is, which is also on Jazz's post, is getting a hot water bottle or an ice pack ready for them to use. Because again, it can be painful to get out of bed to get these things for ourselves, and that can really help soothe the pain as well. Oh, another thing that could be helpful along with the ice pack or hot water bottle is a TENS machine, or I have here BU patches are really good. So at the moment, which, it won't be now because I just realised it's only through March, but they did have them on sale for a little while through March, but they're still on their website. They're $7.99 a pack, I think. So it would have been better if you could have tried them when they were cheaper, but some people absolutely swear by them. I used them before my op. I wore them to work and they didn't stick as great, but I have used them since, and I did have some relief from it. They sort of remind me of the headache strips. It's like menthol and the tingles, so some people find that helpful. Obviously if you have really deep pain, sometimes it's not, but I put it on my hips and I did find it helped. Obviously sometimes I feel like I just need heat, but then there is debate as well about using heat because it can cause more damage apparently, but I still use it anyway because I like the feeling of heat, and it does actually help my pain quite a bit. A really helpful thing as well is just asking if there's anything you can do, or anything you can help out with, like housework, anything like that, doing shopping, like in my case, taking Teddy out, just anything really is really helpful. As well as encouraging them to eat little and often. So like when you're in absolute agony, I know it can be horrible to want to get up out of bed to cook yourself something. So if you've got someone there just to give you a snack or to cook you some lunch or anything, is really helpful. Or what I do encourage as well is like I've been back in work now Sunday, so I know Monday I'm going to be really unwell. So Sunday night I'll put snacks on my bedside cabinet, because I know because Jane's been working, I'll know then I've got snacks there if I can't get up, I'm feeling too ill to cook. So that's a really helpful top tip. Yeah, just being there for them is like a really big thing. Just letting them know that you can vent, you can chat to them, they can say whatever they want about being judged. Sometimes it's just better to get it all out, all your worries, because there's a lot going through your mind with endo, no matter what stage you are. Like especially I found after my surgery a lot more things were going through my mind, and I just needed to get it out. Or if you're in more pain, sometimes you think, oh god, I'm in worse pain, is it spreading? You've got a lot of things going on, so sometimes just letting that out really helps. And yeah, just taking the pressures off doing like dishes and washing. Like I know if I'm having a high pain day and I'm laying in bed and I can see the dishes or I can see washing, I'll be like, oh, I gotta get up now to do that. And obviously I need to let my body rest, so that's really helpful if someone could do that, so then you can just rest then. So this post also shows some of the same things, so I won't read them all out, but yeah, just giving a time to rest and relax, so not being upset if plans have had to be cancelled, or if you've had to come over and just look after someone in their bed, just being understanding with things like that. And also, which is one I really like, is joining and support the healthy lifestyle choices. So I did say after my tea party I was going to go gluten-free and low carb, just because I would like to lose weight, and obviously gluten-free for the pain side of things. It's meant to help inflammation. Might do another video on that when I know a bit more after seeing my pain nurse, but I haven't yet. I really should, but I've still got things in the house and I feel like it's a waste otherwise. That's my excuse anyway. But like if Jaden could join in with some meals, I haven't got to cook 2 different meals every night then. Like I'm used to cooking quite a lot of different things because Jane's quite fussy, but like chocolate is our big thing in this flat. I think said house is a flat. So yeah, our chocolate basket right now is currently really like overflowingly full because we both sods for chocolate. So I might have to go Jane like a lock safe so I can't eat his chocolate. Like I can have bits and bobs I suppose, but I am going to try and be healthy. As well as like good sleeping habits, so just trying to go to bed on time, waking up at a reasonable time, as well as maybe not encouraging takeaways as much. Like I've got to be honest, quite a lot, me and Jay, especially since he's been working, he'll come home tired, I'll be like, oh I've been in pain all day, and we'll say bugger it, none of us are cooking, let's just order a takeaway. So obviously it's not the best. So yeah, accompanying her to medical appointments, encouraging to seek referrals. Now that whole process can be really draining. I completely understand that because I've been there, but just having someone there push you through. Like I have my family the whole way. I was lucky that my mum was able to take me to appointments, so having someone to push you there and be there for you, it's not that it should be that way, I know, but at the moment unfortunately it still is that way, that you've got to go back and forth to jump through hoops to get to where you are, kind of thing. As well as being an advocate for her, so we're not always like, you know, today I might not look unwell. I mean I probably do because I look a steak, so I have makeup on or anything, but like today I'm having a bit of a rough day, but the way I'm acting might not show it, and I do that quite a lot. Like I'm good at hiding it in front of my family, but just supporting them what they need and being an advocate for them basically. So again, this post does say some of the same things, but the one I love is a simple hug goes a long way, which oh my god it does. Sometimes you just want to cry and cuddle. Like, you know, walking from work I'll be like, I need to cuddle, or like I'll run to my mum, not run because I can't run, but I'll go to my mum and dad's and they'll go, are you okay? And I'll just hug and be like, no I'm not okay. Like that's all you need, not all you need, but sometimes that's all you want is a cuddle, just to know you're gonna feel like you've got someone there for you. Hearing if there's any tips or tricks on endo, how to let them know. So originally I didn't actually know about TENS machines. I can't remember who it was, but someone read an article somewhere and said like, oh they're quite helpful, so I ended up buying one then, and I did find it help. I haven't used it since my surgery, because I'm a bit scared, but I have been using it since I read that article then before my surgery, and I do find it's quite helpful. Another thing is understanding there's no cure, so constantly saying, are you better yet? You got, like after surgery, oh you're better now. It's not like, I know it's just coming from a place of, oh I want you to be better, but if people understood there was no cure, they'd understand. I'm going to be upset every time someone says like, oh aren't you better yet? Because I'm like, no I'm not bloody better, I wish I was. Not in a horrible way, but sometimes it can be frustrating to hear that, like, oh aren't you better yet? Because no, I'm not gonna be. That sounds really Debbie Downer, but today I'm like, oh, I don't have a house phone. I do, but it's a scam. Sorry, that was quite funny. Disgust on my face. I don't give anyone my house phone number for that reason, because I know it's always a scam. Yeah, but just being gentle with them, letting them know you're there to support them. Just knowing I've got people there for me means the world. They don't have to say anything like, you know, crazy or madly helpful, or you know, bend over backwards for me. Just knowing I can talk to someone means the world half the time. So yeah, and just understanding their plans might have to be cancelled or adjusted, because flare-ups can be so unpredictable. Like I was planning on going out last night and I had to wait until the last minute to tell my mum, yeah, I was okay to go, just because I didn't know how I was gonna feel. Like I felt okay in the afternoon, but I didn't want it to get to evening. I said yes, and then I'm like, oh right, I wish I didn't go now, you know. So yeah, it's not fun. Letting them know how proud you are, because living with endo isn't easy. Now this one, I didn't actually think of it, but I think if someone said that to me, I probably would cry, like, oh, I'm proud of you. Like, not that, you know, you complete this amazing test, but it is kind of like a test, because you've got to live with your life like this every day. So it can be really draining and really hard, especially, you know, you don't know whether you're coming or going half the time, because each day differs so much. And this one's really lovely as well, just checking in on them and just simply showing that you care, just like, you know, a text, a phone call, popping in, just showing that you're thinking of them and that you're caring about them. That honestly means the world to me, and obviously other people, because this is, you know, I didn't make this. And just understanding what it is and how it can affect someone. So now my family and everyone knows what I'm going through. I find it's a lot easier because I haven't got to explain everything. And when you're in a high pain day, you don't really want to talk about it, not like in a horrible way, but it's just the more you think about it, the worse things do get. Like, I 100% agree with that. And I think when you think of all the possibilities that could happen, it's just going to make you more down, and that makes you in more pain, the more stress. I don't know if this is for every girl with endo, but I find the more stressed I am, the more pain I'm in. Like, doing my A-levels was great fun, and my uni stuff. So yeah, just being there for someone, understanding what they're going through, can't go wrong really. Another thing I would personally recommend, that's not on a post, is joining support groups on Facebook, or there is a Health Unlocked, which is an app, and you can follow Endometriosis UK, and it's like a forum. So I don't think it's controlled by like the volunteers on there. I'm not too sure, I haven't actually seen anyone comment on that, but it's normally other women with endo, and you just go off each other's experiences. So you can pop a question on, and if someone has experience with that certain part of what you're asking, they can help you and give you guidance. And the support groups are really nice, because I've actually met a really close friend through one of the support groups. Was it a support group? She's gonna kill me. It wasn't the support group, it was pen pals, but technically it was through a Facebook group. Yeah. I've lost my train of thought now. See, I would have cut that out. This is the brain fog, and I need to show is real. Where was I going with that now? This is my day-to-day life. I'm like, oh, what was I saying? Support groups, right? Yeah. So I'm on quite a few different endo support groups, mainly Wales and South Wales, just because they're the most helpful, because it's what's going on in my area. So you can ask for things like hospital recommendations, specialist recommendations, their experiences with different specialists, experiences with different medications, different symptoms. Like, sometimes we'll have a symptom like, is this linked to endo, or could this be something else? And it's just comforting to know other people are going through it. Like, sometimes there's women on there that don't even want to know an answer to a question, they just want to know people are there for them, or people have put messages on there to make friends. Like, it's a nice little community to have. And I know there is Endometriosis UK, they have a Cardiff support group, which I have joined, but they haven't had a meeting yet. Not that I've joined on that yet, because I just haven't had a chance. A lot of things are through Zoom at the moment, but they do sometimes do face-to-face meetups as well, so that could be really nice, like coffee mornings, or they go for little walks, things like that. But obviously with COVID, things have had to stop. But yeah, it's just nice to know that you can make friends, you've got people there for you. So next part of this video is just going to be helpful things to say to someone with endo that's come through a bit of a hard time. Like, I have the condition obviously, and I've got my friend that's going through it, and sometimes I don't even know what to say to her, because it's a rubbish situation, you just don't know what to say. So a really nice thing is, I want to understand, can you help tell me more? So if you don't know what's going on, and obviously if you don't know what's going on, you're not going to know what to say, so just showing you want to try and understand, to try and help them, is a massive thing, just to show that you care as well. A really helpful thing is, I'm listening. So even if you don't know what to say, just be like, look, I'm here. If you want to just have a chat, I'm here just to talk, just to vent. Like I said before, just venting sometimes helps just get it all out. I'm sorry you're going through this. Obviously it's not their fault, but that's really nice to hear, just to show, sorry, I can't talk today, just to show that someone is like recognising you're going through a hard time, and you're not like making it up, because that's another big thing with girls with endo, because we've been pushed around so much, it does feel like you're making it up. It's a bit of, what's it called, imposter syndrome. That's how people make you feel. But yeah, it's nice to know that people can recognise that. Take your time, I'm not in a rush. So like, say for instance, some days I can't walk properly and I have to hold on to someone's arm, and I might sometimes try and rush to get to where they want to go faster, especially if they said that. Then I'd be like, oh right, okay, they're not in a rush, let's just take it slow, not make the pain any worse, because obviously rushing would make the pain worse. if you're not ready to talk, I can just sit here with you. And that's so lovely, because sometimes like you just don't want to talk about it, especially if you're having such a down day and you're in agony. The last thing you want to do is talk about it and work yourself up all the more. So just sitting there, obviously I know sometimes talking about it does help, because bottling it up obviously isn't very good for you, but some days you're just like, oh, I just cannot be bothered to talk about it. So just knowing that someone is just keeping you company and they're just there for you is lush, really. I'm gonna pop this post up here, but a lot of things I have gone off on my own little tangent. I've wrote on my notebook and there's little arrows everywhere. Now I don't want this to look like now, this part I'm going to talk about what not to say to someone with endo, but I don't want this to look like now anyone that's watching has gone, oh sugar, I've said that to her before. I'm not upset, honestly. It's just sometimes when you're having a bad day and you hear some of these things, it can make you feel a bit deflated, but I don't want anyone to feel guilty if they have said any of these things. Like, sometimes it just comes from not knowing or not understanding what's going on, so I don't want anyone to feel bad. It's just sometimes, yeah, like obviously we all have our touchy days, especially if you're in pain. I have my touchy days, trust me. Mood swings are real, but it's just some people might be in you don't know what sort of situation someone's in, like they might be in the worst headspace and they might not want to hear some of these things, because it can be really draining to go through it yourself, and then with people saying things it might not be so helpful. But yeah, no tea, no shade. So the first one is, why are you sick again? Now obviously no one said this to me, because I'd go mad. It's not our fault, like we don't want to be sick. This is probably like a work thing, like, oh, why are you off on the sick kind of thing. And I think that does just come from not understanding that it can come and go whenever. It's not just, oh, I was off with it last week and now I'm going to be fine this week. Obviously it doesn't really work like that. So yeah, I think sometimes it just comes from a bit of ignorance and not really knowing. The next one, did you do anything to cause it? Now I could see why this would be upsetting for some people, but this is something I do discuss with my family. Like, if I say I'm in agony, my mum might say like, oh, did you eat something maybe you shouldn't have? But that is true. Like, I know full well if I have a big fat Chinese on a Friday, I come home, I'm in agony half the time because I've eaten stuff I shouldn't have. Because along with endo, you can have lots of other conditions. So along with my endo, I've got PCOS, which is like whatever, and IBS. So I do get quite a lot of pain. I can tell the different kind. It's really weird, but you can tell the different kind of pains, like an IBS cramp from an endo cramp. But it does cause more pain, and like the next day I know I'll still be in pain from eating. So there is truth to that. And like I said earlier, when I've been working, I know for well on Monday I'm going to be unwell, so I have done something technically to cause the pain. Like, it's not my fault, I'm not saying that, but it's hard to describe. Like, I know it probably could upset some people, but I fully do understand that. Like, if someone said to me like, oh, what have you been up to? I'd be like, now I've had loads of manic days with the tea party and my baking, so I knew full well Monday, Tuesday, and still a bit today, to be honest, I'm still in agony from it because I've had a lot of full-on days. So it can be caused by that, if that makes sense. Okay, so this one is actually really annoying though. You probably have a low pain threshold. So this can be further from the truth, because I'd love it if someone said this was in a girl with endo's body for one day, because they'd know the pain threshold is not low at all. Of all the different, like, it's not even just tummy pain. This, obviously you've seen my video, well, I'm hoping that you've seen my videos of all the symptoms. It can be so widespread across your body. You can have literally whole body pains. So it's not just something to deal with, like, it's not just a low pain threshold. And another one's a bit annoying. I'm assuming Panadol is just like paracetamol. I'm not too sure. I think it's like an American or Australian post, but it's saying like, just take some paracetamol and you'll be fine. First of all, paracetamol does absolutely jack for me, but there we go. It might work for some people, I don't know. Some people find it helpful, but even it could be really strong painkillers. Like, my friend takes Tramadol, I've taken Oramol a couple times. I'm still taking Cocodamol every day, even after my surgery. Obviously my surgery is not quite a quick fix, and I don't think it will be, but I don't think it ever is, I don't know. So just popping a tablet really doesn't help. Like, I've taken my Cocodamol twice already today and I can still feel pain. Like, it's not just a quick fix answer. Oh, there we go. This is what I was just discussing. I thought you just had surgery. Why are you in pain again? So I am now, I want to say a month and like a week. I don't know. I'm well over a month now after my surgery, and I am still in a lot of pain. Don't get me wrong, it's less than I was before my surgery, but I don't really know if it's going to get any better or if I'm still healing or I just need to get my medication under control. I'm not too sure. My follow-up isn't until May. Might do a vlog or something after my follow-up, I'm not too sure. I'm hoping to see my pain nurse soon, so hopefully I can get things back on track, but I don't know if this is my new normal now. So yes, sometimes surgery helps, but it doesn't always. And not sounding like a Debbie Downer, most of the time, I think majority of the time, it's just a matter of time before the pain comes back. So not always the answer. And then the last one isn't just a bad period, stop exaggerating. Do I even need to say anything about that? Like, I get it, periods are not fun, but if they're that painful, then clearly there's something more to it. I'm going to also go on to some other ones that I've just thought of myself that hasn't got a post. So yeah, just like in general about having time off work, I have touched on it a little bit, but obviously it's hard to say, oh, why have you had so much time off work? Because yeah, I can understand from an employer's perspective, it must be frustrating, but it's not our fault at the same time. Like, there's not a lot we can do when that pain comes. We don't want to be sick off work. People might think, oh, they've got a life of luxury, they can be in bed all day, but that's the last thing we want. Like, I would love nothing more now than, I technically should be a teacher right now, but obviously I'm not, because I had to stop my teacher training. I'm not living the life of luxury, it's not what I want. So just been more understanding around that. Stop worrying about your future. Now, it's a hard one because I can understand, like, I know worrying doesn't help my pain at all, but when you've got a condition like this, your mind is on overdrive. So like, I don't know my future of being able to have children. I don't know my future if I'm like my career. I am hoping to finish my degree in September, fingers crossed. Well, not fingers crossed, I'll be doing it even if I'm dead, but I don't know how many days a week I might be able to work. Like, I feel like my future's so uncertain, then I am going to be worried about it. I know it doesn't help worrying about it, and worrying about it is not going to solve anything, but sometimes just talking and getting those worries out really help. Or this one I get all the time, and I know it's not meant in any malicious way, but it absolutely drives me insane. Like, oh, you look well today, love, and it's just because I've done my hair and I've got makeup on or something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to hide the mess that is this face. Like, you know, today obviously, as you can tell, can be asked, I just about put lip gloss on, so there we go. But yeah, just because we've chucked some makeup on and done our hair doesn't mean we're well. It just means we want to treat ourselves, or we're going out somewhere nice trying to hide our face. But I know it comes from a place of they're happy to see us well, but that's not always the case. And another must be a hard one to hear. Obviously I'm not on this journey yet, but when you're on your trying to conceive journey, just hearing like, oh, why don't you just adopt? For one, it's not that easy. Not that I've gone through it, but I've heard that adopting is ridiculous, all the stuff you've got to go through. And it's not exactly something you want to hear when you want your own pregnancy and your own child. So it's not something really helpful or supportive. Like, I know it's hard to know what to say because it's such a I can't talk, my God. Such a rubbish situation to be in. I completely understand that, and knowing what to say, it is really difficult. Like, I don't know what to say when my friends talk about it, but it's just offering support and being there for them. Another thing that drives me absolutely up the wall, and I actually had this said to me by a doctor when I was 16, when this pain first started. Yeah, doing my GCSE, 16 in the summer, I'm sure it was, yeah. Wasn't with my partner or anything. Oh, why don't you just have a baby, love? That'll sort your pain. Genuinely had that said to me at 16 years old. Like, can you even believe it? I'm still mad about it now and I'm 22. But like, how ridiculous is that? And for what? I keep saying for one, I'm getting really sassy today, but I'm getting angry now. It doesn't help. Like, there's no proof at all that having a baby helps. Like, yes, those 9 months you might not be in pain, but then after, it can not mess up your hormones. Like, your hormones grow even more, which grows the endo. So it can make the endo grow more, and then you have a baby to look after and care for. Not saying like, oh, you're stuck with a kid, like obviously not, like that's a blessing, whatever, but you know, you've got too much to deal with then. And if you've done it just for the pain, then you know further forward, like don't get me wrong, I know it might help some people, but it's not the be all end all. Another thing that's not the be all end all is a hysterectomy. So if you have, I always butcher this name because I can never say it, adenomyosis, I think that's how you say it. If you have that, that's when you have like the adhesions and the, I don't know if it's like, it's quite similar to endo, but it's inside your womb. Basically, if you were to have your womb removed, adeno's gone, basically. But endo can grow anywhere. You can have everything taken out and it'll still grow back. There is no cure for endo. So saying a hysterectomy will cure it is just so damaging and like factually incorrect. Getting very sassy now. I might just quick fire through these because I think I've gone off on a bit of a tangent on my list. Clearly I got a bit angry writing this. Not angry, but like still. Have you tried yoga, pelvic floor physio, acupuncture? Now I know these things are quite helpful. Like I have tried all of these. As you can tell, I've just like gone through it all before my diagnosis. I was trying everything. I can't say they massively help. Obviously nothing's gonna help unless, maybe now I should try the yoga again now I've had my surgery. But I think it gets to a point you just need surgery and there's no other answer to it, or you just need better management. These aren't like be all end alls. I think a lot of things with endo is having a lot of things in conjunction together. So like sorting out your diet, not having like inflammatory foods, maybe doing the yoga, maybe having your surgery, having your pain medication, or is a lot of different things. I don't think just one thing can fix it. So I can understand why people would say it, but it's not always be all end all. Aren't you better yet? So that's the same as you're still why are you still sick? This is really frustrating because we want to be better and people nagging about it ain't gonna make it any better. Sorry, just saying the facts. It could be worse. Be grateful it's not. Now thank God I've had no one say this to me. This is something I think a lot in my own head. Like I see girls that I got quite a lot of people like, oh sorry, I got a really itchy nose today. Promise I'm not doing anything dodge, just itchy. I follow a lot of endo pages on Instagram and I see how much their endos progressed. Like a lot of them are a lot older than me. I see how much their endos progressed and I do think, oh thank God I'm like not in that situation yet. So I am grateful it's not worse. But saying that to someone can be so damaging because it's like you're downgrading their symptoms and how they feel. Yeah. Or another one I do get a lot is because you need to lose weight. Anything you go to the doctor, they'll blame it on your weight. Absolutely. I could go in and say I got a sore finger, they'll say it's because you're fat. Like, do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like, yeah, I can get it. Some conditions definitely have something to do with your weight, but it ain't gonna make the endo grow any faster. It's not gonna. I don't think personally it makes a difference. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional, but at the same time, is it going to really grow any faster? That's it. I don't know. You're depressed, that'll make the pain worse. Now, this one can be really damaging because that can make people more depressed. I have been, sorry, I keep saying I don't know why. It's bloody brain fog, probably. I keep up, like, oh, quick, what am I going to say? I have been put on antidepressants before, but that was, I was told, it was because it blocks the pain nerves. Meant to block the pain nerves, to stop the pain. It didn't, shock. But yeah, I'm hoping it wasn't because they were lying to me and saying I was depressed, because I was genuinely what multiple doctors had said to me at the time. So I don't think it was that, but yeah, it didn't help anyway. But that can be really damaging to someone that is actually depressed. It can just make them spiral, so that's really not helpful. Another really damaging thing to say is you look pregnant. So this disease is actually really horrible because most people struggle to have a baby and struggle to get pregnant, but yet when you're in so much pain you have something called an endobelly. Well, that's what most people call it, and it's just like a massive bloat. Like mine's not too bad today, but last night it was quite bad, and it's more towards the bottom, but it just makes you look like you're about, or sometimes it can go up to like 8-9 months. Like honestly, it's horrible. So obviously if people know you're trying to conceive as well and they see that, they might assume, like, it's a hard one because I know it's just family like being excited maybe, but obviously it's not that. It's just your endobelly, and if you are trying to conceive, that can be really upsetting and really damaging. And then the last one I've written, and I am going to actually stop them because I'm trying to make this video shorter than it was, is have you eaten anything to cause the pain? Now, I did mention this just now as well. This one I kind of agree with, because some things you can eat can aggravate the pain. So I am going to look into this more and do another video about it, and hopefully I can get some insight from my endo nurse, pain nurse, just to control that, to get my facts straight kind of thing. But there is some studies and information on the fact that if you eat inflammatory foods, they can cause more pain. So at one point I was doing the endo diet, which is no gluten, no dairy, no caffeine, no sugar, no red meat, and it was more. I can't remember. Don't know how I survived it, to be honest. But I did notice a slight difference, but then maybe it's because it's not foods that bloat you out and it's like slows the pain down a bit. I'm not too sure the science behind it. Like I've said multiple times in this video and any other video, I am not medically minded at all. I would like to be a teacher, not a doctor. But yeah, so if I start a diet, which I am planning on going gluten and dairy free, and obviously that can take a while for it to leave your body, so I have to do it for like a good couple months. It's just so expensive, isn't it? Like, oh, sorry, I'm moaning again now. But yeah, I am going to try it, but I'll do an update on that. And maybe I could do like little videos of what I eat in a day, gluten-free stuff, or endo diet. That might be helpful. Also, me and Jazz, Endo Jazz, are thinking of doing a live Q&A on Instagram some point. So if you'd be interested in that, drop us a comment, like maybe in a YouTuber. I think that's it. I'm trying to make this quick, but I don't think it is. But thanks for watching anyway, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.